Welcome to Ethanol Producer Magazine's top headlines from the past week. I'm your host, Jill Nelson. Mark your calendar now for the 36th Annual International Fuel Ethanol Workshop and Expo, taking place in Minneapolis, Minnesota, June 15th through the 17th, 2020. The FEW is the world's largest ethanol event and is truly where producers meet. Visit fuelethanolworkshop.com to learn more. The USDA is launching a new infrastructure program to support the supply and use of higher ethanol and biodiesel blends. The agency launched a request for information on January 16th, seeking public input to aid in the creation of the new Higher Blends Infrastructure Incentive Program, which aims to expand the availability of ethanol and biodiesel by incentivizing the expansion and sales of renewable fuels. The USDA is seeking public input on several specific issues related to the program, including those regarding the eligibility of equipment and infrastructure, minimum equipment standards, and potential signage and marketing. A full list of issues the USDA is seeking input on is available on the Federal Register website. Comments can be submitted through January 30th on www.regulations.com. Progress was made on 2 U.S. trade deals in mid-January. President Trump signed a Phase 1 trade agreement with China on January 15th. The agreement will take effect within 30 days and includes a commitment by China to purchase agricultural products over the next 2 years, including ethanol and distillers' grains. Fact sheets released by the USDA show that the agreement will also provide U.S. manufacturers of distillers' dried grains with solubles with a streamlined process for registration and licensing in order to facilitate U.S. exports to China. The following day, on January 16th, the U.S. Senate passed legislation implementing the revised U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. The House passed the bill on December 19th. The legislation will now be sent to President Trump for his signature. Once implemented, the USMCA is expected to benefit ethanol producers. Canada was the #2 market for U.S. ethanol exports last year, while Mexico was the top importer of U.S. distillers' grains. The Government Accountability Office is opening an investigation into the U.S. EPA's mishandling of its small refinery exemption program under the Renewable Fuel Standard. The GAO sent a letter to a dozen members of Congress on January 10th announcing it will review matters related to the approval of SREs under the RFS, including the U.S. Department of Energy's viability scores for the 40 SRE applications reviewed by the DOE for compliance year 2018. The GAO's letter was issued in response to a request submitted by the same 12 members of Congress last year. The group, led by Iowa Representative Abby Finkenauer, sent a letter to U.S. Comptroller General Gene Dodaro on August 21st urging the GAO to examine the review and approval of SREs, including the DOE's viability of scores for the 40 compliance year 2018 SRE applications that had been reviewed as of that date. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with more of the ethanol industry's top stories.